Storytime on how I paid $100 to have my natural lashes ruined. I was about to go on spring break and I was doing like all the maintenance appointments that I would usually do. I decided I wanted to try something new and I want to get a lash lift because I've been wanting one for so long. Natural lashes were naturally really long, but normally they would just stick down straight, so I'd have to curl them every day and like do that whole thing. I've seen people have such good results with the lash lift, so I was like, okay, this is gonna make it so I don't have to curl my lashes and like it's gonna look so good. We get it done, and like when I tell you, when she put the solution on, my eyes were burning. Like that should have been my first sign. It is a literal perm for your lashes, so I was like, oh, that's probably just like part of the process, it's fine. When she actually had to let it sit for a really long time, my eyes were itching so bad. When I tell you, I was fighting for my life not to itch them. Finally, she finishes the whole process and I pay and I walk out and I look in my mirror. I saw literally absolutely no difference, and I was already like, what the heck? Then when I looked closer, I realized my lashes were literally curled under. Like they were like this, like back. Ever since then, my lashes have never been the same. Like they're fine, but like look. Like there's literally lashes like falling everywhere. They're curled under.
Tell me why I keep getting calls from an unknown number. Like I'm actually about to be in the next documentary, y'all. Like get ready. Now that Kendra's free, like I feel like I might be like her next target. Cause tell me why, like a week before the documentary came out, I got like a no caller ID phone call. And you know me, like I low-key be answering any phone call. So I answered and it's like, is this Chloe? And I was like, no, no. And then they were like, oh, is this Ellery? And I was like, yes, like who the frick is Ellery, bro? I was like, yeah, this is Ellery, like this is she, like frick. And then my friend like took the phone and was like, yeah, like I'm Ellery, hee. And tell me why the next thing they said was, oh, there's a video of blah 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 happening to you getting leaked and sent to people's emails, like of Ellery, not me. That never happened. Keep in mind, I don't know anyone named Ellery, so I'm just like, who the frick? And they just hang up, and that was that until like a few days later. I get a text from an area code that's like really far from me, and it's like, hey Ellery, all your stuff's getting leaked. And I'm like, bro, like this ain't Ellery, like leave me alone, bro. Like my area code's like so far, like what this gotta do with me, for real? And like how did they know my name was Chloe at the start? Like frick. So then I was like, hey, like I'm gonna be done trolling, like I'm actually gonna ask like what the frick like I have to do with this. So I'm like, bro, like hang on, I kind of need to pull up the messages, I forgot. Okay, I got it wrong. Basically what happened is I got like a random FaceTime call. FaceTime, like from a random number. And I was like, bro, what the frick? But I was on FaceTime with my friends, so I was like, I'm just gonna add them, bro, low key. So I add them, and then they just like joined with like a black screen and like didn't say anything. And we're like, hello, like what's going on? And so then they leave the call, and then I text, who's this? And like I said, like a very far area code. And they said, do you know Ellery, blah, 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 like the last name? And I was like, no, like, and I searched it up on Instagram, like that person like doesn't even exist, bro. So then they said, weird, this is Chloe, correct? Who is this? Does she know she was leaked? Your number was attached to her leak, so I don't know if you knew her. Y'all sound hot. Like saying that after the FaceTime call. I just said bro, and then I saved the number to contacts and then went to Snapchat and then saw who like owned the Snapchat account like connected to that phone number. So then I was like, stop, bruh. And then I called them like by their name, and then he said, who was the other girl on FaceTime? And I said, Shellery. And he said, that was Ellery. He said, you trolling or no? I'm just trying to help this girl because she had stuff leaked. And I said, bro, who are you? Like, actually, who are you? And I was like, I don't know Ellery, but yeah, like, I am Chloe. So I'm confused. Like, why the frick was my number, like, attached to it? Like, bro, like, what even is going on? Like, is this a new, like, scam technique, bro? Anyways, then he said, gotcha. I just didn't know if you knew her because there's leaks of her and your Snap and number and email are attached with it. So I didn't know if you were her friend or something. I said, that's so weird. I don't know who that is. Your area code is, like, 67 miles away. Because, like, it is, bro. Anyways, and that was the end of that for, like, a week. And then yesterday I got another text from a new phone number. Like, what the freak, bro? Hey Ellery, I saw some videos and photos showing your blah 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 and your blah blah blah. Like, what the freak, bro? Like, what the freak does gotta do with me, for real? Like, I ain't Ellery, bro. If my Snap and email are attached with my phone number, then you know I'm not Ellery. Anyways, guys, like, if there's a documentary made about me, y'all, like, you guys are witnesses firsthand, because, like, what the frick, bro? And if you're Ellery, bro, like, lock in, bro. Like, you gotta lock in and check your freaking email or something and leave me the frick out of it. I don't know how y'all got my phone number, my Snap, my email. Like, that's not okay. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. Let me know what to do, like, frick. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Get ready with me, story time on how somebody literally drove into our house. If you see this on your FYP, comment FYP, and don't forget to share and save this video. Okay, we have to give a little backstory first. This all happened a week and a half ago too. Me and my mom were sitting on the couch, and next thing that we hear is a huge like crushing sound, and the floor started shaking. And my mom looked at me and like, Henley, what was that? So we run outside, and guess what we see? A car in our house. Me and my mom were both screaming because what do you mean we just saw a car in our house? My mom like ran up to look at the car, and he was backing out and almost hit my mom trying to leave. A neighbor lady saw it all happen, and she'd already called before we did because she thought it was a fire because of all the dust. So he speeds off, and the neighbor lady goes and chases after him. Also, when he's driving, you can hear the front of his car dragging on the road. My mom called afterwards, and they immediately had cops coming his way. Mind you, after he left the scene, he drove not even half a mile down the road to go into somebody else's yard. He jumps out and just starts talking to them. So next thing we know, my mom sees him while she's on the phone, and she's like, oh my gosh, maybe he's coming to stop. Nope, he sped past her, and next thing we know, we see 3 cops behind him. He did get arrested with a DUI, and this is the current state of our house still after 2 weeks. This is one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed. Please let me know what you guys think of this in the comments, and let me know if you guys want more story times like these. Do not forget to follow, and thank you guys for watching this Grwm. Bye guys. Get ready with me while I talk about my experience being an influencer at school. If you see this on your For You page, comment For You page right now. This one guy came up to me and he was like, hey, I'm not trying to out you or anything, but I found your YouTube account. And like, I didn't know what to do because this was like my first time somebody coming to school and finding my account. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It started happening a lot more, guys. So basically, I walk into school one day, and of course, I'm like late every day. And the office lady was like, oh, I found your TikTok and YouTube. I was like, oh. And she was like, yeah, I love watching your videos, yada yada. She was very nice about it, but I was just like so weird. Oh, and it gets worse. For my first period class, I always get in trouble for bringing a coffee in. And this instant, she didn't like confront me or anything about it. She called my mom and she was like, oh, I think Henley's skipping class to get coffee. And I was like, what? Because my mom literally dropped me off that day with a coffee in my hand. And she was like, if Henley's TikToks are going to interfere with this, then she needs to stop doing TikTok. That's when I was doing like consistent Dutch Bros and Starbucks videos. Then I had the principal's wife come up to me and literally in front of the whole class, she was like, oh my gosh, Henley, are you still doing your drink videos? The whole class looked straight at me. And it was just like, and I know this one girl, she was like, oh yeah, I found your TikTok, I stalk it all the time. And like, I'm not friends with this girl or anything, it was just kind of random. Other than that, nobody cares, but like the encounters when people come up to me and like teachers is what's a little interesting to me. Guys, I'll clean up the mascara. But let me know what you guys think. I just feel like it's interesting on my side. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow for more videos like these, and bye guys.
I flew 8 hours to see my boyfriend just for him to dump me the night I got there. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. My boyfriend and I have been doing long distance for about a year, and I hadn't seen him in 3 months. So I thought, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be a nice, sweet girlfriend, and I'm gonna book a flight to see him. And let me tell you, trying to book a flight to see this man was not an easy task. I tried to book this 2 months ago, and he kept having reasons why he was busy. It seemed like every single weekend he had something going on, and not work related. It was like, oh, we're celebrating my friend's birthday that weekend, so you can't come. And I was like, okay, that makes sense one weekend, but like every weekend you're hanging out with the boys. Can we maybe, make some time for me? And of course, the one weekend he tells me he's free, we're in the holiday time, the most expensive time to travel. I was not trying to fly 8 hours to see him during December, but you know what? Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
I was about 12 years old when I realized that my life was very different from other people's. And I think I really put a pinpoint on that age specifically because that's when I was in middle school, and middle school was brutal as hell. At that age, a lot of kids had found out or learned that I grew up in a polygamist family, and that's when one man has more than one wife. It wasn't even the fact that I necessarily grew up in a polygamist family, because not all of the families were like this, but I was very neglected as a child. And middle school is when you start going through puberty, and I had the worst acne, and I think a lot of it was just because I did not know how to take care of myself. Like, I had bangs, and like my forehead would get so greasy because my hair would be dirty for days and days and days, and I would have so much acne on my forehead because of it. I was called zit face. I was told that you could smell me from across the hall. I was called a plig bit. Now, I was already very insecure and did not have a lot of self-confidence, so people saying that stuff about me, I was just like, I'm ugly. And to top it off, I was a natural strawberry blonde, so I would get made fun of for having red hair. Now that I'm a mother myself, I wish so badly that I could go back and tell little Ashley that you are beautiful, you're perfect the way that you are. And the things that people say and do about you do not matter. And like the influence that we have on our children is children will believe whatever you tell them. You tell them Santa is real and they believe you. Because he is. If you tell them that they're beautiful and perfect and unique the way that they are and they don't have to be like everybody else, they will believe you. Because they are. If you teach your children how important kindness is, they will be kind to others. We need to teach our kids how to not be bullies. If you would have told little Ashley that she would become a content creator, start doing influencing, she would be like, there's literally no way. You see, I believe that I've gone through the hard and messed up things that I've gone through so that I can help influence other people in a positive way. I've been creating content for a long time, but it isn't until this last year that I really started taking influencing serious. But the thing is, I don't want to just influence you to buy this or buy that or buy the next best thing. I want to influence you to be kind, not just to others, but to yourself. I want to influence you to take your mental health seriously and to take your children's mental health seriously. I want to show you that even if you've gone through the most messed up, crazy things in your life, you get to choose and have the power to make good from it and do good from it and be a better person. Anyways, I'm getting ready for an influencer event that I was invited to, and whenever I get invited to an event, I feel a little bit of imposter syndrome, and I'm trying to remind little Ashley that she is good enough and that she has worked so hard for this. If any of this resonated with you, I would love for you to follow me. I love to create content. I love to connect with people, and I love to share my story in hopes that it will help. I just want to say thank you so much to anybody who has ever supported me, anybody that follows me. If you comment, like my videos, watch them. You're not just supporting me, you're supporting little Ashley that once didn't feel like she was good enough to do something like this. Thank you so much for getting ready with me, and here's your reminder. You are beautiful, you were uniquely created the way that you were created, and you don't have to be like everybody else. You are beautiful, and I love you.